I am sitting in my apartment right now staring at an email that showed up in my inbox 3 days ago. My hands are shaking. It is from my mother, a woman I have not spoken to in 8 years. The subject line reads, Christmas dinner invitation. 8 years of complete silence, and now this. 8 years since the night I walked into my parents' house and found my younger brother in bed with my girlfriend. 8 years since my family chose him over me. And now they want me back. But here is what they do not know. I just found out why they really sent that invitation. And let me tell you, the truth is more brutal than anything I could have imagined. Before I tell you what really happened that destroyed my family, let me ask you something. Have you ever been betrayed by the people you trusted most? Drop a comment below and let me know where you are watching from. And if you want to hear how this story ends, hit that like button and subscribe. Because what I discovered about why they really wanted me back, it is something you will not see coming. Now, let me take you back to where it all started 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I was 24 years old. Life was good, better than good, actually. I had just gotten promoted at the architecture firm where I worked in Portland. It was a big deal, youngest project lead they had ever hired. I was proud of myself, finally feeling like I was building something real. And then there was Jessica. We had been together for 2 years, and I was planning to propose to her that spring. I had already bought the ring, kept it hidden in my sock drawer, checking on it every morning like some kind of treasure. Jessica was perfect for me, or so I thought. She was warm, funny, got along with everyone, especially my family. My family meant everything to me back then. Mom, Dad, and my younger brother, Dylan. Dylan was 3 years younger than me, always the baby of the family. Growing up, I looked out for him. When kids picked on him in middle school, I was there. When he needed help with college applications, I was there. When he lost his job 6 months before all of this happened, I was the one who helped him submit applications to my company. I wanted to help him get back on his feet. That is what big brothers do, right? We were close, really close. Friday nights, we would all have dinner together at Mom and Dad's place. Jessica fit right in laughing at Dad's terrible jokes, helping Mom in the kitchen. It felt like we were building towards something, this perfect future, where Jessica and I would get married, have kids, and they would grow up with their Uncle Dylan right there. I thought I had it all figured out. But then I started noticing little things, small things that did not quite add up. Jessica had been spending more time at my parents' house. She would say she was helping Mom with gardening or just hanging out, and Dylan, he was always there when she visited, always. One week before everything fell apart, Jessica came home wearing Dylan's hoodie. I remember asking her about it. She just laughed and said, "Oh, I got cold when I was over there, and Dylan let me borrow it. It is warmer than mine." I did not think much of it at the time. Why would I? They were my girlfriend and my brother, two people I trusted more than anyone in the world. Then came that Friday night in November. I finished a project 3 days ahead of schedule. My boss was thrilled, told me to take the rest of the day off. I was so excited. I stopped by the flower shop, picked up roses, Jessica's favorite. I had made reservations at this Italian place she had been wanting to try for months. I was going to surprise her. I called her phone, no answer. Called again, still nothing. Finally, she texted back, "At your parents' house with your mom. Be home later." I thought, perfect. I will just swing by, pick her up, and we will go straight to dinner. Make it a double surprise. I drove to my parents' house. It was around 7 in the evening. When I pulled up, the house was dark. I remembered then that Mom and Dad were out of town for 3 days, some work trip Dad had. But Dylan's car was in the driveway. I figured I would say hi to him, then find Jessica. Maybe she was in the backyard or something. I walked up to the front door, used my key to let myself in. The downstairs was empty quiet. Then I heard it. Laughter coming from upstairs. From Dylan's room. Not just any laughter, the kind of intimate, comfortable laughter that made my stomach tighten. I walked up those stairs like I was walking through water. Every step felt heavy. I kept telling myself there was a logical explanation. Maybe they were just hanging out, watching something funny on his laptop. But when I got to the top of the stairs, Dylan's door was half open. And what I saw through that crack in the door destroyed everything I thought I knew about my life. Dylan and Jessica were in his bed, clothes scattered across the floor, his arm around her waist, her head on his chest. They were laughing about something completely relaxed, like this was normal for them, like they had done this 100 times before. I do not remember deciding to push the door open. I just did. The sound of the door hitting the wall made them both jump. Jessica's face went white. She scrambled to pull the sheet up, her eyes wide with shock. Dylan sat up, his mouth opening and closing like he could not figure out what to say. For a few seconds, nobody moved. Then Dylan said, "Bro, this is not, we did not mean for," and that was when something inside me just snapped. Not into anger, not yet, into this cold, empty feeling. Like someone had scooped out my insides and left nothing but a shell. I turned around. I did not yell. I did not scream. I just started walking back down the stairs. Behind me, I heard Jessica crying, heard her stumbling as she tried to get dressed. She caught up to me at the bottom of the stairs, grabbed my arm. "Bruce, please," she sobbed, "it just happened. We did not plan this. Please let me explain." I looked at her hand on my arm, then at her face. I did not recognize her anymore. I pulled my arm away gently like I was handling something fragile and broken. "Keep the apartment," I said. My voice sounded strange in my own ears, too calm. "Keep everything. I do not want to see your face again." Dylan came running down the stairs, still pulling his shirt on. He stepped between Jessica and me. "Do not blame her," he said. "If you are mad, be mad at me." I looked at my little brother, the kid I had protected my whole life, and I did not know him anymore either. "You are not my brother anymore," I said. "You want her, she is yours, but do not you ever call me again." Then I walked out, got in my car, and drove. I drove for 3 hours straight. No destination, just drove until I ran out of gas on some highway outside the city. I called my best friend Ethan, asked him where he was. When he said he was home, I said, "I am coming over." When I showed up at his door after midnight, he took one look at my face and just pulled me inside. That night, for the first time since I was a kid, I cried in front of another person. I thought that was the worst night of my life. I had no idea it was only the beginning of 8 years in hell. The next morning, Saturday, my phone would not stop ringing. I woke up on Ethan's couch to 37 missed calls. "Mom, Dad, Dylan. Mom, Dad, Dylan," over and over. I ignored them all. But Mom kept calling, 15 times in 2 hours. Finally, I answered. "Bruce, honey, where are you?" Her voice was thick with tears. "Come home, we need to talk about this." I pressed my palm against my forehead, trying to keep my voice steady. "There is nothing to talk about," I said. "Yes, there is," she said. "Dylan is devastated. He is your brother. You cannot just cut him off like this." That word, devastated, I almost laughed. "Mom, I said he slept with my girlfriend, in your house, in his bed, and he is devastated, I know, sweetheart. But these things happen. They did not mean to hurt you. Love is complicated." I could not believe what I was hearing. These things happen, like it was some kind of accident, like Dylan tripped and fell into a relationship with my girlfriend. I hung up without another word, but the calls did not stop. Monday morning, I dragged myself to work, trying to focus on anything but the wreckage of my personal life. That afternoon, Dad called. I almost did not answer, but something made me pick up. His voice was not gentle like Mom's. It was hard, disappointed. Bruce, you need to grow up. Your brother made a mistake, but you are tearing this family apart. I sat in my office staring at the blueprints on my desk and tried to explain. Tried to make him understand what it felt like to be betrayed like that. Dad, he was my brother. She was my girlfriend. They both. I started, but he cut me off. I know what happened, he said. But you cannot just disown your own brother over a girl. Jessica is not family. Dylan is. Blood is blood, Bruce. I felt something crack in my chest. So you are choosing him? I said quietly. I am not choosing anyone, Dad said, his voice getting louder. I am telling you to be the bigger man. Come home, forgive them, and we will move on as a family. Move on. Like it was that simple. And if I do not, I asked. There was a pause. Then you are choosing to walk away from us, he said. Is that really what you want? To lose your whole family because you cannot forgive one mistake? I closed my eyes. That is not what I am doing, I said. That is exactly what you are doing, he said. And then he hung up on me. I realized something in that moment. My parents were not going to side with me. They were not even going to stay neutral. They had already decided that I was the problem, that I was being unreasonable, that I needed to get over it and forgive Dylan so their perfect family picture could stay intact. It did not matter that I was the one who got hurt. It did not matter that my brother had betrayed me in the worst possible way. What mattered was keeping the peace, and I was disrupting it. 1 week after that awful Friday night, I went back to my parents' house one last time. I needed to pick up some things I had left there over the years. Photos, some books, my old baseball glove Dad gave me when I was 12. I used my key, hoping nobody would be home. But Dylan was there. He was sitting on the front porch like he had been waiting for me. When I got out of the car, he stood up. Bro, we need to talk, he said. I walked past him toward the door. He followed. Bruce, please. I am sorry. I really am. But I love her. I cannot help that. I stopped, turned around, looked at him. Then I hope you two are very happy together, I said. My voice was flat, emotionless. I meant it. I did not have the energy to be angry anymore. I just wanted to be done with all of it. Dylan's face crumpled. Are you really going to throw away our whole childhood over this? He asked. Our whole childhood. Like the 30 years of being brothers could erase what he did. Like I was supposed to forget it, because we used to play basketball in the driveway. I did not answer him. I just went inside, gathered my things, and left. That was the last time I saw Dylan in person. Then came Thanksgiving. 2 weeks after the worst night of my life, I was trying to move forward, trying to focus on work, trying not to think about the fact that my entire life had imploded. Then Mom sent me a text message. We are having dinner at 3 p.m. Your brother will be there with Jessica. We expect you to be civil. I stared at that message for 5 full minutes. She had invited Jessica. To Thanksgiving dinner, the woman who cheated on me with my brother was invited to our family Thanksgiving, and I was expected to just show up and be civil. I texted back, I will not be there. 3 minutes later, my phone rang. Mom was crying. You are breaking my heart, Bruce, she said. This is a family holiday. Dylan and Jessica are trying to move forward. Why cannot you support them? Support them. I could barely get the words out. Mom, she was my girlfriend 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks. And now she is with Dylan. She said like she was explaining something simple to a child. You need to accept that and move on. We are a family. Her words hit me like a physical blow. No, I said, you're a family. I am just the guy who got in the way of their love story. Do not be dramatic, she said, her voice turning sharp. If you do not come tomorrow, do not bother coming back at all. It was an ultimatum. Choose them or choose myself. I chose myself. Fine, I said, and I hung up. I spent Thanksgiving at Ethan's place. We watched football, ate pizza, pretended everything was normal. But it was not normal. My family was having dinner without me. Dylan and Jessica were there, probably holding hands, probably being congratulated on their new relationship. And I was the bad guy for not being able to smile and pretend everything was okay. That night at 8 p.m., I got one final text from Dad. Bruce, your mother is heartbroken. Dylan and Jessica announced their engagement today. Your absence hurt everyone. If you cannot be happy for your brother, then maybe it is better you stay away until you can act like an adult. Do not contact us until you are ready to apologize to Dylan and welcome Jessica into the family. I read that message 3 times. They got engaged at Thanksgiving dinner, the dinner I was not invited to unless I promised to be civil to the 2 people who destroyed my life. And now I was supposed to apologize to Dylan. For what? For being hurt? For not accepting his betrayal with a smile? Ethan looked over at me. You okay, man? He asked. I showed him the message. He read it, his face darkening. Jesus Christ, he muttered. They got engaged, I said. My brother and my ex-girlfriend got engaged at Thanksgiving dinner, and my dad just told me not to contact them until I apologized to Dylan. Ethan did not say anything. What could he say? We both knew there were no words for this. That night, I blocked every number. Mom, Dad, Dylan. I deleted all my social media accounts where they could find me. I cut them off completely. If they wanted me gone, I would be gone. That was 8 years ago. 8 years of silence. 8 years of rebuilding myself from scratch. 8 years of learning to live without the family I thought I would have forever. And then last week the email arrived. I am 32 now. A lot has changed in 8 years. I moved to Seattle, started fresh, where nobody knew my story. I worked my way up, became a partner at a large architecture firm. I have a corner office with a view of the water, a condo in a building I helped design. My life is good, really good. 2 years ago, I met Sarah at a gallery opening. She is Ethan's older sister. Funny how life works sometimes. We have been dating seriously ever since. Sarah knows everything about what happened with my family. I told her on our 3rd date, figured if she was going to run better to let her run early. But she did not run. She just took my hand and said they did not deserve you. I have not thought about my old family in years. I went to therapy for 3 years after everything happened, worked through the anger, the hurt, the feeling of abandonment. I do not hate them anymore. I do not feel anything, really. They are just people I used to know. I built a new life, filled it with people who actually care about me, who would never ask me to apologize for being hurt. I thought I was done with that chapter of my life. Then, last Monday happened. I was at my desk going over some designs for a new project when my email pinged. The sender name caught my eye. Linda Morrison. I did not recognize it at first. Then it hit me. Linda, my mom. She must have created a new email address because I blocked her old one. My finger hovered over the delete button. I should have deleted it, but curiosity got the better of me. I opened it. Dear Bruce, it read, I know it has been a long time. Your father and I would like to invite you to Christmas dinner this year. It is time we were a family again. Dylan and Jessica will be there with their children. We have so much to catch up on. Please come home. We miss you. Love, Mom. Then at the bottom, a PS. Please respond by this Friday so I can set the table accordingly. I sat there for 10 minutes just staring at those words. It is time we were a family again. Not we are sorry. Not we were wrong. Not we should have supported you. Just, it is time. Like the past 8 years were some kind of time out I took, and now it was time to come back and play nice. And that PS respond by Friday so I can set the table. Like, I was just another plate to add to the count. I did not feel hurt. I did not feel angry. I just felt empty. These were strangers to me now. Strangers who happened to share my DNA. I closed the email without responding. Sarah came over that night. She could tell something was wrong. I showed her the email. She read it twice, then looked up at me. "What are you going to do?" she asked. "I do not know," I admitted. Part of me wants to ignore it, but part of me wants to know why. Why now? After 8 years of nothing, why reach out now? Sarah nodded slowly. "That is fair," she said. "Do you want me to see if Ethan can find anything out?" I thought about it. "Yeah," I said. "Yeah, I do." Ethan still had a few mutual friends from back home, people who stayed in touch with my old family's circle. He made some calls, asked around. 2 days later, he called me. His voice was serious. "Bruce, you need to sit down for this." I was in my living room. I sat. "What did you find out?" I asked. Ethan took a breath. "Your family is broke," he said. "What Dylan lost his job over a year ago. His company went under. He has not been able to find anything since. They are drowning in debt, about to lose their house. Your dad retired last year. Pension is not great. Your mom has been having health problems, lots of medical bills. They are in bad shape financially." I processed this information slowly. "Okay," I said. "That is terrible, but what does that have to do with me?" Ethan was quiet for a moment. "Bruce, they know you are successful. Word gets around. Someone told them you made partner in Seattle that you are doing really well. The Christmas invitation, man, it is not about reconciliation. They want your money. The words hung in the air. They want your money, not me, not my forgiveness, not to make things right. They wanted my bank account. I should have felt angry, but instead, I felt relieved. Relieved because now I knew. This was not about guilt or family or love. It was transactional. They cut me off when I was inconvenient, and now they wanted me back because I was useful. Ethan kept talking. "I am sorry, man. I know this is not what you wanted to hear. Actually, I said it is exactly what I needed to hear, because now I know exactly what to do." After we hung up, I sat with Sarah. She held my hand. "What are you going to do?" she asked again. "I am going to respond," I said. But not the way they expect. I spent 2 days writing that email. I wanted every word to be right. Not angry, not cruel, just honest. Finally, on Thursday night, I finished it. I read it out loud to Sarah. She listened, then nodded. "Send it," she said. I opened my laptop and typed my mother's email address into the recipient line. Then I pasted what I had written. "Dear Mom," it began. "Thank you for reaching out after 8 years. I have to admit I was surprised to hear from you. Surprised, but not hurt. You see, a lot has changed in 8 years. I am not the same person I was the night I found Dylan in bed with Jessica. That person was devastated, confused, desperate for his family to support him. But you and Dad made it very clear where your priorities were. You chose Dylan. You chose to protect him from the consequences of his actions. And when I could not smile and pretend everything was fine, you told me to stay away until I could apologize. So I did. I stayed away, and in that time, I built a life I am proud of. I have people who love me, who support me, who would never ask me to compromise my dignity for their comfort. I have learned that family is not just about blood. It is about respect, loyalty, and love. Things you stopped showing me 8 years ago. I continued typing. I want you to know I harbor no anger toward you anymore. Therapy helped me work through that. I have forgiven you, but forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. I have also learned something else in these 8 years. I learned my worth. And I learned that I do not owe anyone my peace of mind, not even the people who raised me. I found out about Dylan's job situation, about the financial troubles, about mom's health issues. I am genuinely sorry you are all struggling, but I also know that is why you reached out. Not because you missed me, not because you realized you were wrong, but because you need something from me. You need money. I paused, took a breath, kept writing. I am going to decline your invitation to Christmas dinner. I am also going to decline any requests for financial help now or in the future. You made your choice 8 years ago when you told me not to come back until I apologized to Dylan. I am simply respecting that choice. You chose Dylan. You chose to support his relationship with my ex-girlfriend. You chose to make me the villain for not accepting betrayal with grace. Now you have to live with those choices the same way I have had to live with being cut off from my family for 8 years. I wish you all the best. I hope Dylan and Jessica are happy. I hope you find a way through your financial struggles. But I will not be the solution. You cut me out of your life when it was convenient for you. Do not expect me to jump back in when it is convenient for you. I finished with this. This will be my last communication. Please do not contact me again. I have moved on, built a new life, found my own family. I encourage you to respect that. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a peaceful New Year. Take care of yourselves. Bruce, I read it 3 more times. Changed a word here and there. Then I put my cursor over the send button. Sarah squeezed my shoulder. I am proud of you, she whispered. I clicked send. The email disappeared from my screen. It was done. I closed my laptop and felt something I had not felt in 8 years. Freedom. Real, complete freedom. Not because I had gotten revenge, not because I had hurt them the way they hurt me, but because I had finally drawn a line. I had stated my boundaries clearly. I had chosen myself, and it felt amazing. 3 days later, I got one final email from my mother. I did not open it. I did not need to. I was finally free. The days after I sent that email were strange. Not bad, just strange. I kept expecting to feel guilty, to question whether I had done the right thing. But the guilt never came. Instead, I felt lighter, like I had been carrying a weight I did not even know was there, and suddenly it was gone. Sarah and I went for a walk along the waterfront that evening. The air was cold, crisp, the way it gets in Seattle in December. We did not talk much, just walked hand in hand, watching the ferries move across the dark water. You doing okay? She asked after a while. Yeah, I said. I really am. She smiled. Good, because you deserve to be okay. And you know what, she was right. I did deserve to be okay. I deserved a life free from people who only valued me when I was useful to them. Christmas came a few weeks later. Sarah and I spent it with Ethan and his family. It was warm, easy, full of laughter and terrible jokes and too much food. Nobody asked me to be someone I was not. Nobody expected me to forgive people who hurt me. Nobody told me I was being dramatic or unreasonable. It was just nice. Really nice. That night, sitting around the fireplace with people who genuinely cared about me, I realized something. This was my family now. Not the people who shared my blood, but the people who showed up for me. The people who stood by me when I was at my lowest. The people who never asked me to compromise my self-respect for their comfort. Family is not who you are born to. Family is who chooses you and who you choose back. The past 8 years have not been easy. The first 2 years were the hardest. I was angry, hurt, lonely. I questioned everything. Wondered if maybe I was overreacting. Wondered if I should have just forgiven Dylan and moved on like they wanted. But therapy helped me see the truth. I was not wrong to set boundaries. I was not wrong to walk away from people who refused to acknowledge my pain. Forgiveness does not mean you have to let someone back into your life. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to forgive someone from a distance and keep moving forward. That is what I did. I forgave them for not supporting me, for choosing Dylan, for making me feel like my hurt did not matter. But I did not forget, and I did not go back. Building a new life was not easy either. I had to learn who I was without them. I had to make new traditions, create new memories, find new people to call when something good happened. But you know what? I did it. I built a career I am proud of. I found love again, real love, with someone who sees me for who I am and values that. I created a circle of friends who are more loyal than the family I was born into. Every success was not about proving something to my old family. It was about proving something to myself. Proving that I was worthy of good things. Proving that I could thrive without people who did not appreciate me. And I did thrive. In ways I never could have if I had stayed and accepted their version of family. I learned some hard lessons in these 8 years. The first lesson, blood does not always mean loyalty. Just because people are related to you does not mean they will treat you right. Family should be the people who have your back, who support you, who love you unconditionally. If your family does not do that, it is okay to walk away. You do not owe anyone your peace of mind, not even your parents or siblings. Protecting your mental health is not selfish. It is necessary. The second lesson, real forgiveness does not require reconciliation. You can forgive someone for hurting you and still choose not to have them in your life. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the anger and resentment, not about giving people permission to hurt you again. I forgave my family truly. But that does not mean I need to have a relationship with them. Sometimes love means loving people from a distance. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is wish someone well and keep walking in the opposite direction. The third lesson I learned, people will only come back into your life when they need something from you, not when they realize they were wrong. My family did not reach out because they had an epiphany about how they treated me. They reached out because they were desperate and thought I could solve their problems. That taught me to never mistake someone's need for genuine remorse. If someone only apologizes when they want something that is not an apology, that is manipulation. Real remorse comes with changed behavior, with accountability, with an understanding of the pain they caused. My family never offered any of that, so I owed them nothing in return. The fourth lesson, and maybe the most important one, you teach people how to treat you. For years, I had accepted less than I deserved because I was afraid of losing people. I was afraid of being alone. But being alone is better than being with people who do not value you. When I finally stood up for myself, when I finally said no, you cannot treat me this way, I lost my biological family. But I gained something far more valuable. I gained my self-respect. Do I regret cutting them off? No. Not even a little bit. Do I wish things had been different? Sure, I wish my parents had supported me. I wish Dylan had never betrayed me. I wish I could have had the family I thought I had. But wishing does not change reality. They made their choices. I made mine. and I can live with my choices because I know I did what was right for me. I chose myself, and that is not something to feel guilty about. That is something to be proud of. Some people hear my story and say I should give them another chance. They say family is family, that I should forgive and forget. But those people do not understand. Giving someone another chance only makes sense if they have taken accountability for the first chance they wasted. My family never did that. They never said we were wrong. They never said we should have supported you. They just waited until they needed me and sent an email like nothing had happened. That is not reconciliation. That is convenience. Right now, my life is full. Sarah and I are talking about getting engaged. I am planning to propose to her this spring, maybe take her to that same gallery where we first met. I have work that challenges me, friends who make me laugh, a future that looks bright. I do not think about my old family much anymore. When I do, it is without pain, without anger, without longing. They are just people I used to know. People who live in a different city, in a different world. And that is okay. Not every story ends with reconciliation. Not every family stays together. Sometimes the happiest ending is knowing when to walk away and not look back. Sometimes the best thing you can do is close the door on people who do not appreciate you and build a life with people who do. If you are reading this, if you are in a situation where people who hurt you want back into your life, I want you to ask yourself something. Do they want you, or do they want something from you? Are they coming back because they genuinely miss you and want to make amends? Or are they coming back because they need something? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know. And if the answer is that they want something from you, it is okay to say no. It is okay to protect yourself. It is okay to choose your own peace over their comfort. You do not owe anyone access to your life, especially people who did not value that access when they had it. I chose myself 8 years ago when my family gave me an ultimatum, and today, 8 years later, I can say with complete certainty that it was the best decision I ever made. I am happy, I am healthy, I am surrounded by people who love me for who I am, not for what I can give them. I do not carry anger or bitterness. I just carry the knowledge that I deserve better and I found better. That is my story. That is how I went from being the family scapegoat to being free. And if you take anything from my experience, let it be this: never compromise your self-worth for people who refuse to see your value. Life is too short to spend it with people who make you feel small. Choose yourself. Always choose yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are the only person who will be with you for your entire life. Make sure you are someone you are proud to be with. So here is my question for you. Have you ever had to cut ties with family members who did not respect you? How did you handle it? Drop your story in the comments below. I would love to hear how others have navigated similar situations. And if this story resonated with you, if you understand what it is like to choose yourself over toxic family dynamics, do me a favor, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already, because I share more stories like this, stories about real people facing real challenges and finding their way through. Share this video with someone who might need to hear it, someone who is struggling with the decision to walk away from family that hurts them. Your share might be exactly what they need to find the courage to choose themselves. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for being here. I know these topics are not easy, but I believe we heal by sharing, by knowing we are not alone in our struggles. I wish you all peace, happiness, and the courage to set boundaries that protect your well-being. Take care of yourselves out there. You deserve to be treated with respect, kindness, and love. Never settle for less. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and remember, the best family is the one that chooses to love you right.